40.
41.
Yes, like RPM recently updated to 42 in their Docker file, but there is somewhere maybe something.
So what command are you running?
I am running. Oh, I am running make. Just make.
Just make.
No, wait. Which one is that? It's make. Is it just make or make check? I'm not sure at the moment. Let's try with the first one. Running make, and make is all right, and then I run make check test ops -k Python, and this is the one that builds targets and then it creates an image. Do you have something similar in your output? If you just scroll up a bit. Yes, over all that. Okay, here it comes, here it comes. Yeah, so you have Fedora 42 as base. And that's probably your system, and that's probably a thing that is somewhere, somehow.
So the tests dockerfile.fedora?
Yes, they should use Fedora 42 as base. And my tests Dockerfile Fedora says the same thing as yours.
Huh. So mine went with Fedora 42 as
and that's
base.
Also not the string that's...
So if I put 41 here, nope, it still goes with Fedora 42, so something is wrong. Something is cached, maybe.
I think so too, but I can't find any cache, and I tried removing the build directory and running it all again from scratch, and I think the cache is somewhere different.
Huh. So generating RPM tests. RPM tests. So what could be generating RPM tests?
That looks like...
Output RPM tests. So it runs auto tests, CMake, current dir ORPM test. Depends. That's MK3 native. Is there another?
There is, and it's
MK3 build. Should be.
so there's either native or standalone. And this is defined in tests MK3 in underscore build tests MK3.
Oh, and this is generated, right?
I think so. There's build, and the build has if else clause, if native, else. Around 79, line 79 starts.
Native standalone. MK3 setup sh. What's this? And this runs inside the image. What's base tag? Pretty sure we're not using this. Oh wait, there's from Fedora 42.
Oh, wait, you've got something like that there. What do I have? Oh, I have from Fedora 41 here. Okay, that will be a string.
But this is generated, right? So MK3 is getting generated in here. OS version. And your OS version is 41?
Yes, it is.
Ah.
All right. That makes sense why it is so stubborn. It doesn't really make sense why it doesn't see Python 3.14, but that's another story. Now I was able to just change the string in MK3, knowing that it's a generated file, but it seems that I'm able to unstuck myself from this hell, and maybe I will build RPM and be able to test it too for today.
Right, so there's MK3 OCI, where it says from OS name, OS version. So I don't know, maybe set native to something else.
I don't know if the difference between native and standalone is written somewhere. What would that mean?
I don't know.
Oh, that's all right.
Native.
The only thing I need is working at RPM, and yes, I'm there. I'm at the test that failed for us the last time we met.
Which one is that?
1-for-1 PRPM install. And
same here.
that one, yeah, that one had issues with ASIN options.
execvp ASIN options. No such file or directory. Okay, where do we use ASIN options? So there's LD preload ASIN lib, ASIN options, detect leaked 0. So what is this PRPM install?
That's a good question.
RPM Python 2.add. Okay. RPM test setup RW. What's prpm.py? What's run Python? Something in at local. Snapshot exec. Setenv LD preload ASIN lib. Setenv ASIN options. What is snapshot? Oh, it manages lightweight bubble wrap containers on OverlayFS. Of course. Sure. Exec. It runs BWrap. What's that? Container setup utility. Okay. Setenv var value. Set an environment variable. Okay. So the setenv needs two things. And when we run setenv ld preload ASIN lib, setenv ASIN options detect leaked 0, we get the error ASIN options BWrap execvp ASIN options no such files or directory. That makes it much clearer. So that would happen if this asanlib was not defined. So this setnv takes these two options as the variable name and value, and then this would be the name of the executable to run. Right? So that's probably what's happening. So let's see if putting this in quotes to make it up. Where's asanlib?
Defined at
Defined
local
anyway.
in.
At local in, there's export asanlib somewhere. This works for GCC, don't know about CLang. Okay, so if asanlib this is just magnificent quoting work. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, well. There we go.
Better, but not too better. Too much.
Well, it got further. It says no module named RPM. So what's pyrpm.py?
It's fascinating that no other test had an issue with importing RPM, apparently. Okay,
What
it's in
is
tests. It's it.
PRPM.py?
Yeah.
So this run Python is only used for RPM Python 2.add, and apparently this PRPM install is the only test there. And yeah, this looks like it's all one test with several checks, because something like this name doesn't really appear anywhere else. So that would fail here and not get any further. So run Python is calling pyrpm.py, which is found, and then it doesn't do the import RPM. So let's look at the other tests which do RPM PyTest. And what does RPM PyTest do? It does setup env, and setup env is something, and at local setup env sets RPM test. Okay, so this is not a Python environment. lost in all of this. Does RPM pi check, RPM pi run, and then it runs Python, and this thing run Python just runs prpm.py, which calls user bin python 3, which is not Python. So I guess this would need to call Python. Let's see. Okay, what's wrong now? Okay, so this apparently did not get expanded. What is this Python? Is that an environment variable?
So what do we have here? RPM setup RW, which is defined in local add, and that's different than RPM test.
Yes, that runs snapshot mount, which mounts a sandbox overlay. Whoa. Do we need to set a Python to Python here? No, this. Oh, it runs PyRPM pi, which is on the path, so maybe do it like that. Don't edit the test results. There we go, now we get a module not found error, no module named RPM.
And a no option, no dips.
Of course I didn't write the which there. Okay, it's running. I passed, it got to the other check. Okay.
Ah, cool.
There we go. Easy, right?
Right.
Now,
Especially
I don't know if this setDenv is necessary if it's defining the same variable. Probably not. This one probably is necessary if asynlib is missing. Yep. So did you follow that?
yes, but I'm very puzzled about why run Python prpmpy worked before and now it stopped and we had to do this hex.
So prpm.py calls user bin python 3, right? And if that happens to be the Python that has the RPM module installed in its side packages, then this will work fine. If you're using any other Python, and it looks like we're using Python 3.14. Guess this doesn't say anything. But yeah, but Python I think is something like user bin Python 3.14. And if that's different, then it wouldn't find the RPM module.
Oh. All right.
And yeah, so CMake will find the, I think CMake will find the latest version of Python somewhere in here, wherever it finds Python. And if that matches the system default Python, then this is good. If it doesn't, then everything's bad.
All right. And how come, where does it import RPM from if we change the like Python version and it's not the one from side packages?
Let's see. From user local lib64 Python 3.4 side packages RPM. Right, so if RPM, yeah, so the RPM is installed here. But if user bin Python is Python 3.13, it doesn't look in there.
Okay, now I get it. So it looks like the tests are prepared for basically working with system Python only.
Yes. And I don't think they should be. I think this is a good change to make. Did you did you get this? You send it to upstream?
Yeah, sure.
And I guess the LD preload thing as well.
All right. Yeah, I will do it.
Okay. So is that all?
Yeah, we were trying to prepare the pull request, clean up the branch,
Mhm.
but couldn't make all the tests work and pass.
So was that my branch or your branch?
This
Working
was my cleaned up branch.
on? Oh, we're on on that. Nice. Okay, so I think we're ready. Is everything cleaned up?
Is it? Let me take one more look.
Does some documentation still say 3.7 somewhere? Yes, the install instructions on line 104 need to be changed to 3.10.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3.5 years old. Hopefully that's fine for RPM.
I hope they'll let us know if they don't like it. Yeah, so there is this temp build changes commit that we probably
That's
want to
just
drop
for
eventually.
testing.
Yes. I don't know if it's it, to be honest. Like there was a bug report coming to us claiming how they want to use it and how it doesn't work.
Oh,
I
what
don't know
bug
if we
report?
can somehow test it.
Is that about
So
the mod whiskey
yes,
not
yes,
being
yes, yes,
able to load RPM?
yes.
Well, I don't know if they do enough testing so we can put it in copper.
Yeah, I have no idea how to simulate it. Like we would have to build this RPM, get it to some container as the RPM that is being used, and then get the other packages and then try to do something with it.
Well, so it's probably best to put this RPM in a copper and tell them to test with this RPM. Anyway, the test changes we did today are probably better in a separate pull request. The updating the minimum Python version and the install file might go in the bump minimum Python version commit if you want to rebase it there.
Yes.
And I guess it's time to send it for review.
All right. In the meantime, my generated file got regenerated again. That's fascinating. I've got a question, like while I'm fighting my terminal, since we still have like 23 minutes. Uh, I sent a pull request last time about the decref issue we found,
Mm-hmm.
and there came a comment to that issue,
Do you have a
to that
link?
pull request. Yeah, I do. I'm sending it right now to the chat. That apparently there are two more functions that look like. If we can, I'd like to say 3778. I'd like to dig into that, like check whether they really have a leak and fix them if
Okay.
this is it.
Right.
So when we were the counting the references, this didn't appear as a problematic. None of those functions.
Well, that's because read2 is not used in any tests. So that's why the tests can't find it. That's pretty simple. But yeah, let's look into that. So rpm archive.py .c so rpm archive read2 on line 138, and let's look at what changed in this commit. This archive, there's the FDO, which is a Python object. I think I'll need to remember this. So, is there an FDO here? Yes. So there's rpm fd from PyObject, and that's a function that creates a new reference to the FDO, right? Rpm fd.py. This one. So it sets FDO to an object. So if the source, this obj, this obj is called FDO source, which is probably a better name now. So if it is, if its type is rpm fd type, it gets increft and returned basically. Otherwise, the rpm fd type is called as a Python function, or well, as a Python call on the object. So that should create the rpm fd instance from that object, and of course this returns a new reference. So whenever we call this, we have a new reference in this FDO here, and here it's not decreft, and here it's not decreft. Yeah, so it's more dgraph here. It's the FDO.
FD.
And one more dgraph here, and that means you put parentheses around this. And then write to exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, it's not tested, so who knows if it will actually work. Oh wait, well, there's one more. There's also for the PyReturn non-case. So FDO is last used here. So we need to put this dgraph in here, not in that if.
Mm-hmm.
The next version of the C language will hopefully have defer clauses, or you can write defer by dgraph FDO here, and it will always be called when you're done. But that's a few years in the future.
That's neat.
Yep.
Definitely. All right.
Write the content of the current file in archive to FD. Read the content of FD and write as content of the current file to archive. Okay. Maybe you should ask the RPM maintainer to write a test for that.
All right.
Is this person an RPM maintainer?
Yep.
Yep. And maybe you can ask if they'd be interested in reference leak tests.
Mm-hmm.
But that is definitely something they would need to join the stream for.
They will need to what?
I would probably need to join the stream
Okay.
and program on that.
Okay, I understand. My internet just dropped for about 15 seconds. I don't know if you were saying anything.
Yeah, the picture dropped out, but otherwise all is fine.
All right. So I'm trying to prepare the branch. I'm trying to prepare the additional commits, and I should probably fetch your latest development. There's nothing there yet.
Well, if you want the...
No, I will do that from my copy. It's not the... I know what was there. Yep. So I don't have any more questions for now. I will like crunch the commits and start sending pull requests, and we'll see about the review from the RPM team.
All right. So let's see if we meet tomorrow. I mean next week.
Yeah, let's see if we meet next week. I'm kind of expect that there will be something to discuss once
Probably, and if not, we
they go
can
through it.
maybe look into some rebuild failure. Do you have something that would take less than 15 minutes?
I don't think so, to be honest. Let's take a look. Python 3.14. So those are the failures sent to chat. And how about what's blocking us currently?
Whoa, there's status.federalofspython.org. Whoa. Neat.
But this unfortunately doesn't give you any kind of information what's the thing that we care about. Now, of course, we care about all of those packages, but what is like really something we need to solve? And I'm running a script, luckily, that will tell me what are the blockers at the moment. Oh, of course, the biggest blocker is Pydantic.
Oh dear.
But that's a bit...
Oh, it's not listed here?
I wonder why. Should be. Maybe it's reported as blocked. Still blocked. Wait a moment. That's weird. That's weird. Yes, it's reported as not yet. Yeah, of course, because we didn't yet attempted to build it because we know it's blocked.
It's blocked by something else.
No, it shouldn't be. Actually, Pydantic core. How about that? Oh my God, it actually is. Python inline snapshot. What do we have here? Protobuf, Python Torch, Python Peewee, Python OpenGL. The Protobuf, I think we can skip. What about Python Torch?
Okay.
It's blocked. So how about Peewee? Protobuf, no. So I'm really not sure if there is anything.
I don't know about Peewee. So nothing? That's pretty good.
A lot of things were resolved, and there are some things that are just not related that much to Python, more to Rust or other languages. How about OpenGL?
Well, if there's something in Rust that's blocking, I don't know if you have people on the team who can help with that.
Yes, we rely on upstream very much on that, and fortunately we have a really good upstream of those packages. Yeah, but that I think that like moving forward, the increasing importance of Rust stack should be a concern of ours.
Well, that makes me happy.
Why so?
Because the world is moving away from C.
Oh, okay.
That's a good thing. Even though I don't know Rust. I'm just waiting for the moment I'll be forced to learn it.
Hasn't that day come yet?
Not really.
Oh, there's UV loop. UV loop may be something
UV loop.
interesting.
Async.io has no attribute. Abstract child watcher. Yeah, just.
The async.io changes in this release were quite severe, and I see that we expect more to come.
I don't know if there are more to come.
There are the protections about event loop policies for Python 3.16.
Ah. Well. So, did you backport this one, or is that still not there? Oh, testing to get the remaining failures. Broken process pool. Okay. CI seem to consistently crash. Merge. Okay, so yeah, this we can definitely not solve in 5 minutes.
Yes. Okay.
I think the upstream is the best team to do that. If it's still blocking next week, we can dive into it. But
all right.
yeah, UV loop is not for the faint of heart, and I don't have any idea about async.io internals and how they changed.
That's all right. Maybe I'll find something more appropriate for the next week.
No, we can definitely. I mean, if we have an hour, we can definitely dive into this. But 5 minutes is probably too little.
All right. Okay, let's finish here. I'll try to send the pull requests as soon as possible.
Right.
Some Git magic on top, and
good luck.
I'll let you know how it goes. Okay, thanks.
Right, thanks, and see you next week.
Yes, thank you for all the this I don't know how to call it like this 1 hour long talking about C and RPM. It's been very insightful for me.
It was C in the beginning and RPM M4 in the end, right?
Yes, I feel more confident in going into like some ephemeric old obsolete formats of files and trying to like make something out of how the project is configured. C is still very magical, and C here, like this initialization of the modules, is still very, very, very well. I'm going to get back to this stream.
Or we can make a new one.
Oh yes, that's always an idea. I would be definitely willing to continue on some other topic.
I mean, if you're fine making this about C again, not about weird failures, we can also do that. Like
okay.
Convert random packages to multi-phase init and things like that.
Well, there was an idea uh, in in the team about porting packages to stable ABI.
Hmm.
Some of those packages that we would like to see, like the Cornerstone packages. Um,
Which ones?
I don't remember at the moment what the list is. RPM was definitely one of them.
Hmm.
What was there too? Like DNF, probably.
Is DNF pure Python?
It's got bindings to
Oh, right. It's.
Python.
I guess
It's
it's
C++.
DNC. Okay.
I would have to take a look at the list. Maybe take a look at the candidates from what we had gathered through years.
Well, RPM is built using the stable ABI now,
Yes.
so we just need the packaging changes for it.
Yeah, that's a bit outside of the scope of the C. More of this in the scope of what we do at work.
I guess that would mean build it once and just copy it.
So I somehow lost internet for the beginning of your sentence. Can you repeat?
I guess that means build it once and then copy it to all the
Yes.
other Pythons.
Yes. Yes.
Or make a shared shared directory, but there are some problems with that.
So, does that sound like something you would be interested in doing? It seems like completely out of scope of your current activities.
Yeah, I guess I could drop hints or review something, but it's probably not
Okay.
best for the hour we have here.
All right. I think we can do it internally, and we have enough internal knowledge to move this forward.
Okay.
Mm.
And hello to everybody on YouTube. I'm surprised there are like 4 people following this. Random strangers.
Wow.
I wonder how interesting it is.
Respect to all of you.
Yeah. Join my other streams, they're more beginner friendly. And they also have like public places where you can join. This one is a bit more in depth.